Yeah, what good? Eric Dilly here with yet another quick tour review, and we've been taking a look at the Playmates Godzilla Rodan 1956. Gorosaurus. I mentioned that I was gonna do a review on the Rodan, so here it is. Honestly, quite frankly, when it comes to Rodan, I've not owned any Rodan figures. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't like Rodan, but it's just like I never really got around to owning other figures. So I guess you could say this is my second Rodan figure that I currently own. So yeah, and honestly, quite frankly, just overall, this Rodan is really cool. Like, I've already seen tour reviews already of this Rodan, so I'm honestly pretty excited. So yeah, just looking at the packaging here, not really much else bullshit here. We see another, once again, as I mentioned, a nostalgic sort of packaging here, because it's similar to how they packaged it for the Bandai Creation figures. So yeah, a lot of nostalgia here. And you know, just seeing from the sides, not much in the sides here, not much on the bottom. And then we look at the back here. Now, I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to discuss this image here. Now, taking a close look at it, as you can see, maybe just, there we go. Now, real quickly, I want to show you this image here. This was the leaked image for Rodan. And now, when you compare that image to this image, look at this. I don't know if maybe this is like newer shipments for the Rodan figure, and they changed the package, like the packaging and all that, because look at this. It's straight up, they straight up practically photoshopped it. Like, there's no other way of putting it. Like, they straight up photoshopped it. And also, another thing I just noticed, look at that. He has a hinge on his jaw. Is it possible that it could have been, is it possible that perhaps there was going to be an articulated jaw? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I just wanted to point that out for some reason. I found that to be pretty cool. Other than that though, let's take this guy out of the packaging. Now, no funny gimmicks here. This is just a simple unboxing here. This is not going to be too crazy and shit. Nothing fancy. If I could just maybe stick it in here. Okay, and there you go. And I believe that's all it takes for it to come out. There we go. So yeah, this is the packaging in the trash. Alright, so here is Rodan, and honestly, quite frankly, when it comes to just Playmates in general, there is just so much to talk about when it comes to this Rodan. Now, of course, probably the most talked about was the way the head was positioned. It looks more like he's roaring out of his like his home, you know, like if he's guarding it or something like that. And many people sort of critiqued a lot about the way it's positioned. I honestly think it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think this looks fine. It doesn't need to be changed. But honestly, like, besides that little nitpick, everything on this guy is pretty damn good. I honestly, quite frankly, just love the way this Rodan looks. When it comes to Toho films, besides Godzilla, the 1956 Rodan is one of my favorites. Like, just the way the story is executed and the characters and everything like that. And of course, the star of the film here, Rodan, is honestly really sick. And therefore, the 1956 Rodan Incarnation is one of my all-time favorites. The second one being the Final Wars Rodan. But yeah, let's take a closer look with detail. Starting off on the head here, as you can see, this looks really impressive. Look at that. They got the black eyes here, they got the beak, they got the horns. This looks really good. Really well done here. We go down here to the neck here. It looks really good. And then we go to the back, man. Look at this. There is so much detail. There is so much potential for customization here, which honestly I don't even know if I'll do that, but I'm thinking of it. But anyways, you can see right here, we see the chest here. The chest looks alright for the most part, but it's kinda not accurate, but it's still really good. As you can see, we see the claws here. The wings here look really nice. Then we see go to this one here, looks really good. We go down here, we see the legs. The legs look really nice, and the feet here look good. And you can see we have the tail or flap or tail flap, whatever. I don't even know what you want to call this, but yeah, we got that going. It looks really good also, and just everything on this looks really nice. It really does look neat as hell. Now, discussing on the paint job here. The paint job is pretty simple, but also at the same time straight into the point. We have some sprayed on gold for the beak and horns, as well as for the claws, the chest, and the toe claws here. And we turn around, we get a painted on green here. We get a painted on green here on the back with a golden spine all the way down the tail. This is pretty well done. The plastic, of course, is a brownish red, but more of a pale brownish red. So you can see the tongue here is also painted red here, so it's really nice. The eyes are painted black, and yeah, overall when it comes to the paint job, this looks really good. Articulation here is pretty much what you expect. There you go. That's it. Alright, so now we're gonna go into some size comparisons. Here he is next to my Bandai Creations Final Wars Rodan figure. And as you can see, like, this honestly looks really sick. Like I mentioned like not too long ago, you know, these two incarnations of Rodan are probably my all-time favorite Rodans. And I just really love the way they look. It's so freaking awesome. You know, it's really nice to have these, honestly. It really is. Here he is next to the 1954 Godzilla, since, you know, technically both films started off as solo films, which you know, started off the Godzilla franchise. And here he is next to the 6-inch Ultraman and the 6-inch Alien Bolton. And here he is next to the figure that we just did a review on, the Playmates Gorosaurus. And honestly, when it comes down to it, both these figures are probably the best so far from Playmates. Honestly, when it comes to just Playmates in general, most of them are hit or miss. These two, I gotta say, are home runs. So overall, do I recommend this figure? Absolutely. This is probably not the best, but a pretty good rendition of the 1956 Rodan figure. I will admit there is some parts of the figure that sort of need a bit more to it. One such example being the chest spikes here, not very accurate. Although at the same time, you shouldn't really expect too much, because these figures, once again, I mean, they could be for collectors also, but they're mainly for kids. That's the main demographic here. So honestly, for kids, I honestly do recommend this, and if you're a collector, still pick it up because it's still really good. And there's not really much else to say. Definitely pick it up. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video once again. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for a video like this. I'll see you guys in the next one, and sayonara.